up, YouTube? It's Donovan, the smartphone guy, coming back at you with another video. And tonight, I want to address the question, is the HTC 10 the best phone that you can currently buy for Android? And the reason I asked that question is because I just read an article on Fandroid.com called The Best Android Phones of 2016. And there it was, #1, the HTC 10. So I want to address that question. I've had 24 hours with the phone. I've had some time to spend with it, and I want to address that question. Is it, in fact, the best phone that you can buy for Android? So first of all, I just want to talk about some of the things that I really like about the phone. So #1, the speakers. I mean, without a doubt, the speakers are some of the best speakers you can buy on a phone. So, you know, I've played this before. I'll go ahead and play it again just so you guys can get an idea. All right, so I know that it's kind of hard to tell through the microphone and everything, but the speakers are phenomenal. Great speakers. Awesome performance. So this is a snappy phone. I have had zero lag in this phone, other than when, of course, it's like downloading every single app to get them all going. But with that exception, of course, the phone has had zero lag running multiple applications at the same time. If I were to go to my app drawer now, I got, you know, multiple applications going, actually a lot of applications going. So a ton of applications moving, still awesome performance. Nearly stock Android, I think that is kind of a huge reason why the performance is as good as it is. So if you look at this app drawer here, or sorry, the pull down menu here, it's nearly the same exact thing that you'd see in stock Android. So I think that has a lot to do with why it is as snappy as it is. Very fast charging. The Qualcomm 3.0 charging is insanely fast. You can get, I'm gonna say, around 50 to 60% battery life in just around 20 minutes. So crazy fast charging, faster than the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and pretty much the same as the G5. They both charge insanely fast. Now, to talk about the negatives. So last night, after I did my quick unboxing and first impressions, I tried out the camera on this phone, and right away I was pretty disappointed. Honestly, like, I had been reading that the camera was much improved, and I took some pictures, and every picture where I took picture with light in it, it totally blew out all of the lighting. The lighting was just totally blown out. In normal pictures where there isn't like incandescent light bulbs or anything like that, it was fine. But if there were light situations, it would totally blow them out. So that was the biggest issue. Well, last night I got an update right away of the camera. And since then, the camera has been improved. I can't tell you that it's amazing. I do think that it's improved for sure, and it's better, but I just think that the camera still has a little bit of work to do. Okay, so that's the one biggest complaint. And, you know, I mentioned a couple other things, small things yesterday. The keyboard that it comes with is not exactly my favorite, but it's not horrible either. It has a lot of things that you can customize, but I prefer just the stock Google Android typing. So now let's jump to the other two phones that I have here. So the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge I'm actually currently filming with. So #1, I'd say of these devices, that one is the best looking device. I mean, I don't think there's really any kind of question about that. In my opinion, just a very beautiful looking phone. Best display of the three, easily the best display. Looks the brightest. The colors just punch out like you've probably heard before. This is the only one of the three that has wireless charging. And then also, in terms of screen real estate, this one has the largest screen, 5.5 inches, but it's not a big phone. It actually is right about the same size as the G5, maybe just a little bit bigger, but feel in the hand, you know, because of those edges, is actually not bad, and it doesn't feel like a huge phone by any means. It doesn't feel like a phablet. So that would definitely be one of the positives of the S7 Edge. Now, some of the things that I don't like about the S7 Edge is, number one, the edge. This is kind of crazy, but the edge is kind of annoying to me. I constantly find myself accidentally touching things on the edge that I had no intention to touch. I open apps that I didn't intend to open. Sometimes that's also true with the capacitive buttons with the S7 Edge. I find myself hitting capacitive buttons that I didn't intend to, but the edge is probably more frustrating to me. The second negative that I see about the S7 Edge is the battery life. Now, you'll read and you'll probably watch reviews that tell you that the battery life is phenomenal with the S7 Edge. It does have a big 3600 milliamp hour battery, but I can tell you from personal experience, I've used it for a couple weeks, and the battery life really just isn't all that phenomenal. I had to charge my phone a couple times a day sometimes. I'm a very heavy user, but I had to charge it a couple times. And then also, I do have the AT&T variant, so you can see there, the one that I have is the AT&T variant, so I can't say that that's true of all of them, but this one does suffer from some lag. All three of these have the exact same processor, the Snapdragon 820, but of the three, this one, the HTC 10, has the least amount of lag, for sure. Both my G5 and my S7 Edge are the AT&T variants, so that could have something to do with the lag. There's a little bit more bloatware, maybe causing the phone to lag a little bit more, but both those phones suffer from lag when you start doing heavy-duty apps. I could kill the apps, of course, but the HTC 10 is the only one that has handled them all without any kind of lag. So go ahead and move over to the LG G5. Number one, that crazy fast fingerprint sensor. Easily of the three, this one has the fastest fingerprint sensor and the most responsive one. The removable battery is a nice touch. The battery life on the G5 hasn't been too bad for me. I really think I rank it above the S7 Edge, despite having 800 milliamp hours less than the S7 Edge. So I feel like the G5 definitely had a little bit better battery life, where I'm getting about 3 hours of screen on time, maybe 3.5 on a good day. With the G5, I'm getting closer to 4, and with the HTC 10, I can't really quite tell you yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be probably close to 4. And then the cameras. I do want to mention the cameras as well. The G5 camera is great, and if I didn't say the S7 Edge, the camera is phenomenal. Definitely great camera on the G5 as well, though, but that wide-angle camera is just really cool. So the fact that it has the 2 rear shooting cameras is pretty awesome, but that wide-angle camera is a lot of fun. I will say that. So now the negatives of the G5. Number one, the UI. LG's UI, to me, is just, of the three, the least appealing, and probably the one that is the heaviest skin on Android. So I would like to see LG change that. Of course, you can put a launcher on it, which I do. I put Nova Launcher on it immediately. But it does, because of that, I just don't like the UI that it's built in the LG phones. And then the second thing, and I've already talked about this, is the lag. The lag on the G5 and the S7 Edge, when you start really heavily putting a lot of apps going at the same time, the G5 I feel like had the most lag of the three phones. So overall, which phone do I think is the best right now? I'm kind of leaning towards the HTC 10. I actually maybe would put even the Nexus 6P as my favorite phone right now. I don't actually currently have one, but I can say that I feel like it's the most complete phone of all of the phones that are out there right now. There's very little to dislike about it except the size. For me, it's just a little bit too big, a little too heavy. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel, give me the thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.